many of you actually feel, no, if I speak, I might become a piece of mockery. I'm not confident enough whether I'm correct, whether I'm wrong. So 90% people over here say that yes, they feel shy and hesitant when it comes to use the English which they currently have. Now let me crack this first myth of yours. The first myth which says that making mistakes is not allowed. Do you think that the people who are fluent in English, who are fluent English speakers, or even the people who are native speakers do not make any mistakes? They do make mistakes. In fact, making mistakes is absolutely normal and it is natural. Come on, we are human beings. We are not robots. Communication is more important than perfection. People who are speaking with you are more interested in your thoughts, your ideas, your experiences, your descriptions, your stories. Yes, the people might get, I will not say distracted, attracted to your mistakes. And this happens. It is very casual. As soon as you say something wrong in English, there will be a raise in the brow. Oh, he spoke wrong. But it's okay. Learn from your mistakes. And trust me, when you make a mistake and you reflect on your mistake and then you learn the correct thing, you learn it for the lifetime. Don't you think so? Because this is the way I feel I have learned a lot in this way. The things which I do wrong sometimes, when I learn the correct way to do, I'm able to grab it very quickly. And then I don't make a mistake. Never. So accept your mistakes wholeheartedly. Just remember communication over perfection. Don't chase perfection all the time. Start speaking at whatever level you are. And this fear of making mistakes is the killer of your conversation, is the killer of your fluent communication. As soon as your mind thinks about, oh my God, I have made a mistake. Oh my God, I have made a blunder. Immediately the connection, the fluency of your thoughts is cut down. And the fluency of your thoughts is important. Right? Okay. So the next myth about spoken English. Now, this is actually a very important one. People think that once you are fluent in English, you understand the English speakers, what they are saying. Once you are fluent in English, you will understand all kinds of English speakers, whatever they are saying. Now, this is absolute false statement. Even people who are fluent in English, not only the people who are fluent in English, even the native speakers whose mother tongue is English, even they face problems to understand various speakers. Why? Because everybody has a different accent. Some people may speak fast, some people may mumble, they might speak very softly. They use various phrases, various slangs, and the slangs and phrases are endless. There is no limit to learning. That is what I'm saying. कब तक सीखते रहेंगे, कब तक हम अपनी list बनाते रहेंगे. Even the native speakers might come across a phrase which they have never heard. So what is important over here? Important is context is more important than text. I hope you are taking notes. Whenever you listen to something, don't try to understand it word by word. Sometimes we get frustrated. Oh my God, I'm not able to understand this movie. I'm not able to understand this serial. I'm not able to understand this book. Why? Because the language is very tough. The words, the phrases, the vocabulary is really hard for me to get through. But trust me, as long as you are able to understand the context, context means what is happening, what is actually happening. If you're able to get the context, go on. Read the book, watch the movie, watch the series, watch the videos, listen to the audios. Don't bother, don't get stuck on words. If you don't understand a particular sentence in a book, 99% of time this formula works. Read it 3 times. Read that sentence 3 times. You will understand the context. But if on one page of a book, there are more than 5 to 6 words which you are not able to understand, and you have to sit with a dictionary, it is pointless to read that book. Then go for something which you are able to understand the context. Again, I'm again repeating this word. Understanding the context is very important. Now, these are passive things, right? When you're listening to something, when you're reading something. What about active English? When we are actually talking to someone, what should I do then? Should I stand with a blank face? Or should I say, what? What did you say? Now here, the survival phrases come into action. What are survival phrases? The survival phrases are the sentences which politely you can speak to the person, asking him to repeat what he said. Maybe the person understands, okay, I used a certain vocabulary, certain word or phrase, which the person is not understanding. Then he may simplify it and tell him. Otherwise, the formula, repeating thrice, you are asking him to repeat, so it is working. At least 2 times you are asking him to say. So the formula is same. So what kind of phrases can you use? The survival phrases, what kind of phrases you can use? You can say, can you repeat that please? Very softly you can say, can you repeat that please? Or you can say, I didn't quite understand that. I didn't quite capture that. I didn't quite comprehend that. Can you say it once again? Or you can say, simple, I am sorry, I didn't get you. I'm sorry, I didn't get you. As soon as you say this, the person will repeat. And maybe the next time you are able to understand finally. And why is this important? Why is understanding so important? Can anybody unmute and tell me why understanding what the other person is saying is so important? अमोल जी आप फंस गए, आपका कैमरा खुला हुआ है, so you need to answer.
Yeah, the basis of conversation is based on that only. If you understand well, then only you can communicate properly.
Yes. Yes, absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. If you don't understand what the other person is saying, how are you going to respond? And the same applies to you. Sometimes we feel if we use very fancy words, if we use high-fi vocabulary phrases in our speech, we will sound intellectual. What if the other person doesn't even get what you're saying? You fail as a communicator. You might excel as an English speaker, but you fail as a good communicator. So I'm not saying that having a command on vocabulary, having a big bank of vocabulary is not important. In fact, vocabulary is even more important than grammar. But worrying about those vocabulary words all the time, that I have low vocabulary, I have poor vocabulary, I have poor vocabulary. That is just going to lower down your confidence. And trust me, people are not bothered what vocabulary words you are using. They are bothered about your ideas, right? Unless and until you have to make a very nice presentation. So obviously you can prepare, you can incorporate those words, but don't bother. See, your passive vocabulary is very important, more than your active vocabulary. Once you keep on increasing understanding the words, once you increase your passive vocabulary, they will automatically become your active vocabulary. So stop worrying about your active vocabulary, increase your passive vocabulary, and it will automatically convert into your active vocabulary. And we are so bothered about this word, vocabulary. Some of us, we don't actually get the true meaning. We think vocabulary means fancy words. Vocabulary is each and every word of what I am speaking. Suppose if I use very hi-fi words, very fancy words in whatever I am explaining you. And maybe even two of you out of 30 people present over here, even two of you don't understand what I'm saying. My purpose as a trainer, my responsibility as a trainer, I'm not fulfilling that responsibility to 100%. To understand English well, you need to listen English well. With that, I mean listen more and more English. Consider listening as a balloon. Your listening skill is an air balloon with speaking skills as a string tied to it. Higher the balloon goes, higher the string goes. So both are connected. And don't be worried because your listening skills will always be higher than your speaking skills. Always. You will understand more English than you are able to actually speak. The number of words and phrases which you understand will always be more than you actually speak actively. So don't be bothered, oh my God, why am I not able to use this phrase in my speech? When I'm speaking to someone, I understand it, but I don't use it. So it will always be higher. Okay. So the next myth, the third myth, which we are going to burst today, is your beloved, the love of your life, all of you sitting here, grammar. Even the small kids, when the parents think that, okay, my child is not able to speak in English, I want him to speak good English. What do they search? They search grammar classes. Because all of us think that once we master grammar, we will master English speaking. I had a teacher when I was in class 8th and like mid of 8th. Now this teacher was very good in grammar, right? So I still have that big fat notebook with me. So he made me write all the grammar rules, right? All the 12 tenses in that notebook. Then the charts, the conjugations, and then the translations, the exceptions to those grammar rules, lots of exercises. It was this thick register. And can you imagine the irony? That grammar teacher was unable to speak even a sentence in English. And that is what happened with me also. When I realized that I have to speak in English when I went to college, I actually found myself dumb. Absolutely dumb. Why? Because all the time I was worried, what if I make a mistake? What if people laugh on my mistake? What if I don't use the tenses properly? What if I don't use the conjugations? Okay, this is this. With I had to use have. With he, I have to use has. No, have. No, had. All this time. And as a result, what did I do? I just confined myself inside my cocoon. I went to my comfort zone, which was my home, never attended college, never made friends, somehow just gave the exams and cleared my graduation. It was when my daughters were born. After that, I learned speaking English. And various classes, various national, international courses I went through. But everybody started with grammar, translation. Grammar, translation. They will make you stand. Okay, how will you introduce yourself? How will you talk to a stranger? How will you go to a supermarket and order things? How will you speak to your teachers? Everywhere they were teaching this. Nobody was teaching us how to use this language as if it was my language. Nobody taught us that. So it was hard work. 3 years, 2.5 to 3 years hard work. Out of all these courses, I tried to take out the best of techniques and strategies. And then I changed them into my own strategies. So when you think a lot about grammar, see, even scientifically it is proven that the formal knowledge, the classroom knowledge, the textbook knowledge of a language has nothing to do with fluency. The only role it has is error correction. Whatever you speak in a language is because of what you have acquired. And how do you acquire? By listening and reading. The inputs, 2 ways of inputs, listening and reading. Right? So when we overthink about grammar, we fall into grammar analysis paralysis. It paralyzes our speaking, communication. It becomes robotic, it becomes fragmented, broken, slow, and we become frustrated. Because of this, the person to whom we are talking, he becomes even more frustrated. And we become even more nervous. And we become even more hesitant. And we stop speaking. So it's a downward spiral. The other effect of overthinking about grammar or over studying grammar is the information overload effect. Let us understand, if I take this bottle, right? Now this is water, but suppose I don't fill it with water. I fill it with pebbles. Pebbles. I fill it up to the neck. And if I try to take out the pebbles, you must have experienced this. If this is just fitted, the pebbles are fitted up to the bottle neck, it will not fall. The pebbles will not fall out. But if you empty this much of space and then you try to bring out, the pebbles will fall. So when there is lot of information load, grammar, oh my God, conjugations, structure of sentences, tenses, articles, prepositions, everything is going on in your mind. You're busy doing 1 + 1, 2. The vocabulary, okay, this word, can I say buy? Can I say purchase? Can I say procure? उतनी देर में तो सामने वाला चला गया या सो जाएगा. So the first thing which you get in your brain has to be spoken instantaneously. That is real conversation. You don't have to time, you don't have the time to write a script when you are talking to someone. It has to be instantaneous, spontaneous. And this is not taught. We are taught to put tenses, put everything in place. It should be absolutely correct. These days, when I started posting my videos on YouTube, specifically shorts, which I'm making with my daughter. So YouTube has a habit of suggesting you the similar videos, right? And I came across so many people, thousands of people who are just doing translation videos. Simple translation. मुझे जाना है, I want to go. मुझे पानी पीना है, I want to have water. अरे come on, get out of this. कब तक हम translation करते रहेंगे? Start thinking in English as you do in your native language. Real life conversations don't give you time to think and translate. See, you can focus only on one thing, and this is scientifically proven by Linköping University. Human focus is limited. Either you can focus on your thoughts, you can organize your thoughts, the coherence of your thoughts, or you can think about grammar, vocabulary, translation. So one out of this has to be subconscious. Subconscious. Okay? So how to acquire this language? Now what I'm using this word again and again, learning, acquiring, learning, acquiring. The difference between the two is learning is conscious, acquiring is subconscious. Learning is through formulas, definitions, methods, and acquiring is without any tension in a natural way as a native speaker does. By putting inside our brain the maximum amount of input in the language, in that language, target language. That is acquiring, right? And for that, we have LAD, L-A-D, the language acquisition device in our brain. Now, this is a hypothetical tool. Don't tomorrow go to an MRI center, भैया मेरा LAD कहाँ है दिखा दो, थोड़ा सा polish कर दे उसको. No, you will not get it, okay? So it's a hypothetical tool told by American linguist Noam Chomsky, right? In his hypothesis, innate hypothesis, he says that all the human beings have this language acquisition device in their brain already. And this language acquisition device has various templates for various languages. It already has that universal grammar. Now, I'm not going to go into a lot of deep things. You can always find about universal grammar in Google. It is like a already built-in grammatical system in your brain, which can help you to acquire any language. Now, why does it happen that we acquire our native language, but we don't acquire English? The only thing is that since we are born, we are getting that conducive atmosphere, and the template starts getting filled. And the other templates, because they are not getting filled, they get lost. So the templates are there. All we have to do is to provide ourselves with a lot of input with that conducive atmosphere so that we can fill the template. How to think in English without knowing any concept of grammar? Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. Yes, it is possible. I don't believe in following definitions and rules when it comes to English, because I have not learned Hindi in that way. When I talk in Hindi with someone, I don't think, okay, यहाँ पे विशेषण लगाना है, यहाँ पे क्रिया लगानी है, यहाँ पे सर्वनाम लगाना है, यहाँ पे अल्प विराम लगाना है, यहाँ पे पूर्ण विराम लगाना है. क्या हम ऐसे सोचते? No, we don't think like this. So why is it we are so worried about English all the time? Why is it on our nerves all the time? how to think in English. What I did to help myself was I went on a grammar holiday. I went on a grammar holiday. And I became a scientist. How did I become a scientist? What do scientists do? They have faith in their experiments. Suppose if I'm a scientist, I will have faith in my experiment. So I have complete faith in my experiment, which is grammar holiday. And what did I do in these 6 months? I stopped solving grammar exercises. I stopped reading any grammar books, textbooks. I stopped watching any grammar videos. I stopped attending any grammar lectures. And whenever I was speaking in English, as soon as grammar things flustered my mind, as soon as the grammar rules swarmed my mind, I used to say, shut up to my conscious mind. Zip it. It comes with practice. It needs practice. You need to absolutely zip up your conscious mind so that whatever you are listening, whatever you are reading, you are just feeding your subconscious mind. And that is what is my motive. Learn English subconsciously, speak effortlessly. That is what I believe in. And that is what my vision is. My vision is to transform these old school traditional methods into my new contemporary techniques. Right? And it's a revolutionary idea, which is not easily acceptable. Because I know you are listening to me, but still it is going on in your mind. How can I leave my beloved grammar, the love of my life? She will be abandoned if I leave her. Okay, tell me how many of you are thinking like this? 69% people say, okay, we believe in what you're saying, but 31% people are still skeptical. They're still skeptical that how will this happen? So yes, this happens and this is happening. There are people who are benefiting from my course. It's the crux of all the course which I have done, right? So with your permission, I will share what I have done in my life to achieve the results which, see, I might not be very perfect in spoken English, and I don't want to be actually absolutely perfect because that will kill my natural speaking. Maybe even in last 45 minutes we are together, I might have made thousands of mistakes when it comes to grammar, pronunciation, slip of tongue, using speech fillers, maybe speaking wrong English at times. But is that stopping me? Is that stopping me from helping people, from speaking first, then from helping people? So don't let anything stop you. Make a promise to yourself today that I am going to carry not only my learning, but from today I'm going to speak also along with learning. So along with learning, I'm going to do English. Start doing English. You will not learn swimming just by sitting on the side of the pool. So keep practicing and keep speaking along with it. Right? It is very important. Whatever you have learned, put it into use, because if you don't use it, you lose it. So if you don't want to lose it, start using it. Whatever you have learned, start using it.